I've got to get the gamer chair out of here. Not the aesthetic we want to go for. The video game video essay is dead. Or at least it's going through a transitional period. I know this because Tim Rogers just released a 10-hour in-fiction biographical documentary Let's Play. Thorhighheels released the first successful vlog video essay hybrid, and the last HBomberguy video was a reclamation of the YouTuber call-out video. With all that being said, I thought I'd take this time to be idealistic and give some of my suggestions and thoughts of things that we as video game video essayists can do better in the future to make the medium more real, more legitimate. Forgive the pretension. This is just what's been on my mind recently, and you're going to hear about it. Now, these are obviously all just my opinion and the things that I think we should be doing better in the future. So don't take this as gospel and don't be offended if your favorite video essayist's bad habits are called out in this, or if you are a video game video essayist, if you see some of your own work within stuff that I talk about, don't be offended. Take it as a reflection moment, you know? We can all do better. I can do better. A lot of these problems and issues that I'm going to highlight today, I did myself when I was previously making video game video essays a few years ago. This video you're watching now is not a video game video essay. This is more of a Dreg style, iceberg explained adjacent rant video. I'm calling it the video game video essay manifesto. Point number 1, have a thesis. This one is quite self-explanatory. Before you make the video, before you write your video game video essay, make sure you have a theme, a thesis, a point beyond I like or dislike the game I'm covering. The fact is that you just need more than that. These are video game video essays. They aren't reviews necessarily. They're not opinion pieces or impression videos. You're claiming to be an essayist, so act like it. Come up with a point for the things you're saying, and I don't care if you like or dislike something. Talk about something with substance. Okay, next point, don't give a value judgment. You're watching Any Button to Start. Like the video and subscribe for weekly uploads. Watch next week's video now on the Patreon. The fact is, we live in a world of Twitch streams, demos, early access, and even like Steam reviews. So the average person clicking on your video game video essay or video game review isn't actually coming to you to find out if they should buy the game or if they will like the game. The likelihood is they've either decided their opinion on the game, whether that's through playing the game or just seeing other people's content about it. So the likelihood of someone coming to your content to say, oh, should I buy this game, is very, very low. So stop thinking about dollar values and time sinks and just tell us what you found interesting about the game. Stop treating video games like kitchen appliances. They are art. Trust me on that one. They are art with subtext and layers and themes, and your video should be an extension of that subtext and those layers and those themes. I don't care if you got your fucking money's worth. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, so I sort of covered this next point vaguely in that previous spiel, but mirror your subject. This does feed into both previous points, have a thesis and no value judgment. As I said, video games have themes and layers and subtext, so if you're looking for a thesis and you can't exactly find one, just mirror what is already within the game. If you are, God, and I hope you're not, because there's already too many video game video essays about this video game, but if you are making a video essay about Spec Ops: The Line, for instance, maybe make it about unreliable narrators. You can even make yourself an unreliable narrator, and just by mirroring the themes within the game, you are on your way to making a point. And I don't mean that you have to make your video exactly match the game you're covering. That's boring and it's been done before probably with the game you're covering. But whether it be aesthetically, thematically, structurally, pick one aspect of the video and allow it to rhyme with the game that you are covering. So now we're going to get into more of the like video-y type aspects of a video game video essay. And this first one is a big one. It's huge and it matters a lot more than I'd say most viewers or even most people making video essays think it does. So record your own gameplay. Now, I am extremely detail oriented when it comes to recording gameplay, and you don't have to be. I'm just somebody who wrote his university dissertation on the semiotics of screen mediums and video game scaling on the player. This is truly one of my deepest passions. I even interviewed the kings of scaling and recording gameplay, My Life in Gaming, for that dissertation, and perhaps maybe I'll speak to them again in the future in a more audience-facing manner for your viewing pleasure. Regardless, even if you are doing something that I would never do, like, God, stretching a 4:3 game into a 16:9 aspect ratio, or blasting up the internal resolution on an emulated game when recording footage. And yes, if you look back at my old videos, I did used to do this, but this was before I was educated. Even if you do those horrible, horrible things, as long as it is you playing the game in the footage, I'm happy. That's my line. There are many reasons why this is important. It will make the eventual editing of that footage a lot easier. If you are the person playing the game in the footage, you most likely remember roughly what footage you got and at what time codes within the footage specific moments are. And it's even better if you've written down time-coded notes as you record. That saves a lot of time and just makes you a more precise editor and hence filmmaker. Because yes, video game video essays are films, so treat them like them. Get your own footage. Avoid freebooting. I see it a lot, and I used to do the same thing where I'd casually mention a game that maybe wasn't the main focus of the video I was making, and because it was just a throwaway line, if I wanted footage of that game, I wouldn't go through the effort of actually recording it myself, and I'd just download gameplay footage of it off of YouTube or something. But especially to my eye, and I'm sure to the eye of many other people who watch a lot of video game related content on YouTube, it's very obvious when you've done that, because most of the time the footage is recorded differently to how you have recorded it. So there's maybe a different aspect ratio or a different frame rate, whatever the case may be. But also, by downloading a video off of YouTube, what you are also downloading is all of the compression artifacts that video had on YouTube. And then you're putting that into your timeline, rendering it back out with the compression of whatever editing software you use on top of it. And then you're re-uploading it to YouTube, adding a whole nother layer of horrible YouTube compression artifacting over that footage. And I can tell you've been lazy. I'm sorry. I hate to be the it's lazy guy, but it is to a certain extent. Either don't show footage of that game or figure it out. Get good footage. Next point. Get good B-roll by any means necessary. This is a big one. This is a big one. You got the pre-compression problem that you had with the previous point. If a clip is already compressed and you re-upload it to YouTube, you're just putting more compression onto it. That looks unprofessional. It stinks of a bit of creative laziness. Also, what stinks of creative laziness and unprofessionalism is watermarks on footage. Now, what I'm talking about is movie clips and TV show clips, because if, say, you're getting footage from like the news, whether it be like AP or BBC, or you're using some sort of archive, most likely that footage is going to have a watermark, and there's really nothing you can do about it except crop the watermark out of the footage, which is never going to look that good. So with that, it's unavoidable. Do as you will, basically. But when it comes to movie clips, I don't want to see a movieclips.com watermark in the bottom right-hand corner. That looks wank. It looks so bad, and it does not fit with the rest of your footage. So what's the solution? The solution is That's the solution. Torrent a movie at the highest quality you can and find the clip you want, put it in, and the YouTube copyright bot or whatever is going to treat your clip the exact same if you've pirated the highest quality 4K version of it, or if you've downloaded a movie clip off of YouTube. You're going to get hit by the copyright bot either way. It's not going to know that you've actually the entire movie. Is the wrong word, but we'll go with it for now. So just get the highest quality version of the clip by any means necessary. That's an important one. Okay, next. Slight conflict with like the lack of watermark thing, but movieclips.com is not the source of anything. So forget about the clash. This is the next point. Cite your sources. And this includes games. This one is very important for just fostering an atmosphere of educational curiosity, let's call it. The fact is that your gatekeeping of some game that you've decided to put footage of in your video, it serves no one but yourself. If I am putting footage of a video game in my video essay, even if it is not the main subject of that video essay, I still want the audience to understand the context with which I'm talking about something. And if they don't even know what the game is, who made it, what year it was released, what platform it was released for, then that context is minimized greatly. And what you have is, oh God, and this might be the point for why a lot of people don't do it, you get a bunch of people in your comments asking what game is at 6 minutes and 3 seconds or whatever the case may be. And it's now very obvious to me that maybe that's intentional because people want more comments, but screw you if that's how you're thinking, if that's how you're going about making videos, then God, I can't say that. Click off this video. So yeah, gatekeeping of footage and source information, it goes against the purpose of an essay, of something that is meant to, at least give some knowledge to the audience. And I don't mean that you have to necessarily stop the video, interrupt the video, or even visually interrupt what's going on screen with a pop-up that has every piece of information about a game or a movie or a book that you're referencing. You can even just put little reference numbers in the video, and then in the description or something you have a proper bibliography. I think that is a nice middle ground, a nice compromise for people that don't want to ruin the visual aesthetic of their video, which, I totally understand. And if you're the type of creator to write out your references within the text and then speak those, obviously you won't have to put something on screen, but just keep it in mind. The amount of bloody times that I've seen a cool game on a video game video essay and just had no recourses to find out what that game is. A lot of times, that has happened a lot of times. And it's just, next point, don't attempt to replace a game. Now, what I mean by this is that your video essay or video review or whatever the case may be is never going to be holistic enough or well-researched enough, even if it's a PhD level research essay. It is never going to replace the game you're covering. The experience that you have, that you are conveying through your video essay, is your unique perspective, right? Another player might have a completely different perspective, a completely different opinion on a game than you. What I've seen in the past is video game video essay creators trying to capture every aspect of a game in their essay as to replace the game and to play the game for their audience. And what I understand for maybe an untranslated game or an obscure game that's hard to get your hands on, the video game video essayist might want to experience the game for their audience. At the end of the day, the thing that they are offering their audience is not the game. It's just one perspective on that game. You should encourage your audience to play the games you talk about and to talk about them themselves. That is what's going to get us to more interesting discourse about video games, more interesting analysis about video games. That's the good stuff, man. So don't crush out that light of curiosity by claiming that you are the authority on something. Okay, this next one, again, spiritually relates to the previous point. Just respect your audience. And what I mean by this is, if an audience member has clicked on a video game video essay about a video game, you can assume as the essayist, as the video creator, that they have a base level of knowledge about video games, that they understand basic controls, they understand the difference maybe between a 3D game and a 2D game. The catalyst for me writing out this point was actually a conversation that I had with video game video reviewer / video essayist KBash. And in one of his videos, he's lambasting another creator who he doesn't call out directly, but he is bemoaning the fact that this creator decided to take a whole part of their video to explain to an audience watching a video about Dark Souls, of all things, how hit points work. Everyone knows that. Respect your audience, and that goes for a lot of things. If you catch yourself writing something that you think, God, this is pretty obvious, cut it out. It's not needed. I've got one more point and then a couple of miscellaneous, easy, quick fire points. So stick with me real quick. This one is another one. I hope KBash is watching this video because a lot of this stuff was inspired by the conversation that we had together. And I know that this one will make him chuckle. You don't have to be funny. Most video game video essayists are not comedians. They don't have that bone in their body. And beyond just telling bad jokes that don't land, my biggest pet peeve with comedy within video game video essays and all video game related video content on YouTube is that often comedy is used to either distract from the topic at hand, keep a form of like low level engagement. So one of the worst things video essayists can do is put in like a well-known meme video just randomly into the video. It's almost like being slapped awake. Most of the time the audience is awake though, and if anything, the bloody meme video is only going to make them think that you're not taking them seriously as an audience member. But even more importantly than just doing stupid stuff that doesn't really fit with your video is, I have noticed so much that video essayists, especially when talking about video games, they will make a point, a well thought out, interesting piece of criticism or analysis of the game that they're covering. And then out of what I guess is insecurity, they will immediately put in a joke that undercuts the point they just made, as if to say, I'm not that confident about the thing I just said, so let me quickly move on and quickly distract you with something funny. Now, occasionally, and some absolute primo video essayists have got this down already, KBash being one of them, and a few that I'm not going to mention because they haven't agreed to do an interview with me yet. They will make a joke that actually reinforces the point. So my point isn't never try and tell a joke. My point is, if you are going to try and tell a joke or try and be funny in a piece of criticism or just an essay, it has to reinforce the themes of the essay or the thesis or the point. That not only will make for a more interesting and engaging video, and it also will not only make the joke funnier, it will reinforce the point in a memorable and sort of memeable, and I mean that in the original sense of the word meme, a memeable slice that sort of the audience member can put in their back pocket and use, whether in conversation or when they're later thinking about video games themselves. And I'm rambling now, but my point is, there is a way you can be funny in a video game video essay and it add to the whole instead of subtracting from it, making yourself look like you're not really sure that you're the guy who should be talking about this stuff. Because I know I am. I'm the guy. I'm there. I'm the guy who's going to tell you this shit because no one else is going to tell you. So with that said, let's go on to the rapid fire stuff. Okay, rapid fire round. This is miscellaneous stuff. Sort of relates to everything else I've been saying, but these are more just nitpicks or suggestions for video essayists and people interested. First, don't use music from Persona, Animal Crossing, Ocarina of Time, Dark Souls, Stardew Valley, Pokemon, Earthbound, Mario 64, and other popular games unless you are talking about those games specifically, because I have watched so many video essays, even ones that have nothing to do with video games, that have used music from those series. Specifically, I know as soon as I said most of those titles, there is a subsect of the audience that heard the songs I'm talking about in their head as I listed them. Those songs, they're overplayed, man. It just, please stop. It, unless it fits thematically, unless you have a point, pick another song. And I don't mean that you have to have music that is always meaningful. That would be insane. It's very hard to find meaningful music, especially when you're talking about more mundane, black and white sort of things. But just set yourself apart a little bit, man. Come on, try something new. Please try. Okay, next, there's a few films you should watch before you write another word or you record another line of voiceover. Those films are Orson Welles' F for Fake, Martin Scorsese's Casino, and this one's not a film, this is a TV show, How To with John Wilson. All three of these pieces of cinema, television count as a piece of cinema? It does now. All three of these pieces of media, they are either proto-video essays or just video essays themselves. And obviously I could give you a long list of YouTube-centric video essays that you should be watching if you need inspiration, if you need some guidance in your own video essay journey. I'm not going to list them here. If you would like to hear them, please email me at anybuttontostart, that's anybuttontostart with a 2, @gmail.com, and I'll send you a list of good YouTube video essays to watch. As I said earlier, the person clicking on your video game video essay is not there necessarily for the game. Even if they click on the video and they've never seen a video from you before and they don't know who you are, they're going to stay because of you and your unique perspective on whatever you're covering. So remember to centralize yourself within these videos. Centralize your opinions, because that's the only reason you're doing it. A lot of people have made video essays about Persona 5, man. Like, if you're making a Persona 5 video, or insert popular game here, you know, I have options as a viewer. I have many options to click off and go watch something else. So give me a reason, something unique, to stick with your video game video essay. Here's a list of all the points on this fantastically set up green screen. Take a screenshot, send it to your friends, make some video essays, write some stuff, think about media critically, and most importantly, please be serious about video games. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you've made it this far. I should have added a point to not say exactly what I just said within your video. Come up with a more interesting way to tell people to like and subscribe, but maybe sometimes being direct is the best way to get what you want.